is one of our, and then we have pilgrimage. Gurkha is the holy site. Bihar is where the Shakyamuni Buddha lived, and there are many sites, and we do organize pilgrimages. And if there are other things that perhaps you have an interest in, that is certainly something that we could collaborate with you to do. So that is one main activity, if you will, of the Dharma Center. But the other way Lama Yeshe said that we needed to return the historic kindness of the people was by establishing social service projects. And we have two main social service projects. We have Maitreya School, and just as was talked about in the morning, Rinpoche very clearly, just like His Holiness recognized, we have to transform the heart and the mind. So our school is kind of like, he hopes will become a model school, where we include not just regular educational curricula, where you get a lot of information and knowledge, but we also incorporate the 16 universal principles or the guidelines. And so we have ways in which we try to transform from kindergarten onwards to 7th grade. So you're welcome to come visit. If you would like to come volunteer, that is one opportunity. And then we also have the clinic, which is geared, and this is also, by the way, the children are all from impoverished families. They would not be able to afford an education otherwise. And we have a clinic that is also geared towards the poor, where we service not only the people who come to our clinic, but then we also have a mobile clinic that goes around to villages and offers services to people who would not otherwise get services. So if you're interested in studying, taking courses, if you're interested in volunteering, then certainly please think of Root Institute and consider coming to Root Institute. Also, the third component is all of us tend to live by the 16 universal guidelines. Our Indian staff, our local Indian staff that also we support, who come and practice there, obviously have to also follow the 16 universal guidelines. So whether it's Hindu, Muslim, whatever your background, there are certain principles by which we have to live. And as you've said, sometimes you feel there is this gap between what you talk or what you study and how you live. Dharma centers are wonderful laboratories where you get a chance to see and observe how your mind works and how you can begin to use those principles and put it into action. They say, we are like rough pebbles who are constantly pushing at each other and rubbing, and none of us are perfect. I may have robes, that doesn't mean my mind, as Rinpoche often points out, my mind is subdued or not. It's a process that it takes time for us to do that. But we have a context where we are using the principles that we have learned and put it into practice on a day-to-day basis. And by slowly rubbing each other and by following the principles, we begin to make these transformations over time. The process is not always pretty. There are episodes that can come out that are nasty. Wagga has very strong energies. It's the land of the Buddha, but it's also the land of the Maras. But again, our challenge is how do we use these energies to transform it by using the teachings in a positive direction. One of the things that's really touching to see is when people come, and people come to Dharma centers because sometimes they're also distressed, or people are curious. And it's interesting to see, after they have taken a course, after they have been there for 10 days, a week, the transformation you can actually see on their faces. How long it lasts, I don't know. But it is extremely heartening and touching to see that. So I invite you all to come to Root. If you have any questions, like I said, there are brochures outside. Feel free to contact me. Feel free to contact any of the things that are listed on the back. If you need more information, I'll be happy to talk to you individually. Thank you.
Thank you very much.